Hi, my name is George and I'm going to show you how to make a healthy snack. People are always asking me, how do you stay so healthy, George? What with 3 kids and a grueling job in the pixel mines? The key is moderation. The first step is to get all your ingredients together. This is a fairly simple snack. Just a simple slice of ham, an egg or two, milk, flour, and a bit of bacon and butter for taste. I assume this is flour. If you want, you can go full keto by substituting ground beef or fried chicken. Let's start with the bacon since we can get it going now in the oven and do it ahead of time. Bacon is my spirit animal. Just lay out a few strips on a baking sheet. You can cook this at anywhere from 250 to 450 degrees, anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours. It's bacon. It'll come out good. Let's talk about this. This is maple syrup aged in whiskey barrels. It's sweet, smoky, and alcoholic. It's also a condiment, which means it's calorie-free. Just go ahead and pour out about a 1/4 cup of it for using later. Pour out a couple drops for your homies who are less healthy than you, and pour yourself a shot. Delicious. Very good. Back on the stove, you want to scald 2 cups of milk and then let it reduce in temperature to warm again. Back to the bacon. Check that out. It's not quite done yet, but we're going to take it out for a moment and make some modifications. Take some of that smoky maple syrup and just lightly rub it across the bacon. We'll flip it and do the other side. Then put it back in until it crisps up to make nice candied bacon. Now add some butter. Some salt. And some sugar. Stir it all up. We'll add our flour once the temperature is reduced to where the yeast will live. Over here I've got 4½ cups of flour and a couple packets of yeast all mixed up together. I'm going to add the warm milk mixture to this as it mixes to form a dough. It should be a really wet and sticky dough. If it isn't sticky enough, add a little more milk and then let it sit for 2 hours to rise. Bacon time! Back to the bacon. This is also very good as a snack on its own. Peace.
Is it cooking? Oh! What did you put on this?
Maple syrup. As they work, you can see the bread rising. All the yeasties in there are converting the carbs in the sugar and the flour into Atkins. It is going to be totally carb-free by the time this is done. Now look at that. The dough has risen quite a bit. We'll punch it down. Boom. And form it into some balls. We want the muffins to come out about the same size as the slice of ham that we're going to put on them. Looks about the right size. Smoothing it out on top of some semolina flour so that it doesn't stick to the pan when we cook it up. We'll leave this here for a couple minutes to rise again, and then cook it over on the griddle to make homemade English muffins.
What are you doing? I don't believe that you're doing nothing. I believe you're doing something. Get down, please. Evelyn.
If your giant English muffin does not get to be exactly 200 degrees in the center, you can finish it off in the oven until it's reached about 200 degrees, and then it will be perfect. Beautiful. Now the final one has finished in the oven. Taking it out. And we let them sit until they've cooled off for a bit and start working on the rest of the parts of the meal. Now this recipe only makes enough for 2 people, so if you have a big family like me, you may have to double or triple the recipe. While the English muffins are cooling off, prep to make the poached eggs. Put a saucepan on the stove, add some salt to it, add some white vinegar to it, and bring it up to a boil. While the water is coming up to boil for poaching, put your thin slice of ham on the grill to start it heating up. We'll be turning this over a couple times and coating it with maple syrup as well. I've got a pot on here to start the hollandaise sauce. The hollandaise sauce starts with a stick of butter in the pan and 2 cups of milk. Stir the hollandaise mix into it, constantly whisking. Now I'm poaching the 6 eggs in the pan. Now we're going to prepare the English muffin for our Eggs Benedict. This may take a while. Now we butter the English muffin. Butter's a condiment too, so it's calorie free. And make a little nest out of bacon. There's a lot less bacon here than there was when we started. Next up, we put the slice of ham, which is a perfect fit for the English muffin, and start putting on the eggs. Hollandaise sauce is a condiment as well, so it is calorie free. The only parts of this meal that have any calories are the thin slice of ham and the bacon. Now, for the final touch, and the thing that really makes this health food, a sprig of parsley. Ta-da!